Hello everyone, my name is Tallara and I would like to welcome you to our newest Let's Play series of Dredge. This is an indie game that came out in March of 2023 and I have heard nothing but good things about the game, so I figured it's something we should totally check out together. Just want to let you guys know going into this that this is basically a completely blind playthrough. I've done all I can to avoid spoilers and watching any other gameplay footage, just because I want us to go in and experience the game together. So, without further ado, let's hit that new game button and dredge into the depths. Right away, the first thing I notice is that this game is freaking beautiful. Job listing, angler wanted. Is that me? I look quite rugged. Guess I'm off to be an angler. Or not. Oopsie daisy. It appears I've run aground. Guess that lighthouse didn't work very well. Wow, yeah, I love this cel-shaded art style. This is fantastic. The morning light fills your eyes and you try to sit upright. You're lying on the cold, wet dock where you collapsed the night before. A short man is shouting orders at a handful of workers disembarking from a boat nearby. The man notices you. Welcome to Greater Marrow. I must say, quite the dramatic first impression. I see you've already introduced yourself to the jagged rocks along the bay. Did you not see the lighthouse? It was shining right at you. Ah well, I'm glad to see our new fisherman upright and breathing. Your boat was hopelessly damaged, but I've had a few of the locals move your things to one of our old vessels. We'll catch up later to discuss more details. I'll let you get out there to catch some fish. See if you can fill your cargo while you get your bearings in the light. Finally, I don't suppose I need to say this, but get back by sundown before the fog rolls in. Keep a close eye on the time. It can really creep up on you. Okay. So we appear to have crashed, but we've been rescued by the good people of Greater Marrow and even given a ship. Here is our ship. We're getting right to it. 6 a.m. Monday morning. This is a cute little boat. Oh god, don't hit any more rocks. Cool, okay, so we got lots of camera options. Move to a fishing spot. Look for splashes on the surface, then press A to start fishing. There's disturbed water. Stock here is high. Press X at the right time to reel faster. Okay, I see. We caught a blue mackerel. Beautiful, and it looks like there's an inventory management system, sort of reminiscent to Resident Evil, where you only have so many slots. So we'll have to keep that in mind as we're fishing. To maximize space. The blue mackerel are practically worthless, but enough to stave off hunger. Good to know. We're catching things that are practically worthless. I mean, hey, I guess those people did save me, so the least I can do is haul in some fish for them, even if the fish are quote-unquote practically useless. A floating buoy. It serves to mark safe passage past dangerous rocks and obscured hazards. Its dim light also provides a brief respite in the gloom of the night. So the boat is like a little bit hard to control, but I mean, it does seem to just be a random boat that they had lying around. I don't think it's anything special. We gotta make do with what we've got. I mean, I should just be happy I'm alive at this point, I suppose. Ooh, we got a cod, which is a new species for us. It has been added to the encyclopedia, and it's like a weird shape in terms of our inventory management. I can see how this game would be super relaxing. Time only advances when you're moving, fishing, or taking other specific actions. Oh, that's good to know, so we don't gotta worry about it if we're just stopped. It's already 1 p.m. Time flies when you're having fun, and I see something shiny out there, which I want to head to. Stop and catch fish on the way, of course. Wow, this music is absolutely beautiful. Alright, we are running out of room, and I want to make sure I have room for whatever this golden thing is, so let's stop for now and head over here. What do we got? It's a note in a bottle. It says 20th of August, 1927, added to the cabin. So if I go to the cabin... Ah, yes, there's messages in a bottle. Morning of the second day of the honeymoon and our first day proper. Today we're sailing around the islands and inlets at the back of Greater Marrow. I love the rocks here. The layers and colors are so striking. Furthermore, the fishing is relatively poor in these shallows, so I know he will keep his hands on the wheel instead of the rods. He renamed the boat last night, Julie. He did a fancy renaming ceremony and everything. I think he took that more seriously than the wedding. Supposedly it's very important to perform it correctly, lest you want ill fortune to follow the vessel. He wanted to throw away everything with the old name on it, but I kept the keychain. Ocean's Riches was a good name. I think he has prepared a surprise picnic lunch. I can see the basket half hidden, stuffed under a blanket at the front of the cabin. I love it when he tries to be romantic. Question is, what year is it for us? Is it 1927? Is that old or is that recent? This is our pursuit, catch fish for the day. We've got a map, which we can take a look around. Okay, so it seems like the map is quite large. We're obviously here next to Greater Marrow. There's different, I don't know if you call them archipelagos. The Marrows, Gale Cliffs, Stellar Basin, Twisted Strand, and Devil's Spine. And then we've got the encyclopedia, which we can learn more about the fish that we've caught. So we caught the blue mackerel and the cod. And then as we catch more fish, I suppose they will be logged in here. Alright, it's getting late, so I guess we'll start to head back to town. My cargo's also almost full. I've got a little tiny light I can turn on in here. It's quite dark enough for a light yet. Lights, foghorn, and spyglass. Oh, cool. Very cool. Oh, someone honked back! Cool. Alright, let's get back to shore. A full day of fishing. We were out on the water for like 12 hours. You step onto the dock at Greater Marrow. The mayor is waiting nearby. Ah, I see you've returned in one piece. Very good. Before you head off to town, we should discuss the matter of your boat. As I mentioned earlier, your old boat was too badly damaged to be repaired. However, I'm more than happy to sell you that replacement vessel. Yours to own. I understand you may not have the necessary funds on hand, so we'll consider it a loan, but I want to make this easy for you. Until your debt is repaid, a tiny portion of your fish sales will go towards paying it off. A small amount of interest will go towards improving the town. So to recap, you'll need to sell fish to the local market, paying off your debt, and in turn keeping the population fed and satisfied. Understood? Where do I sell the fish? Our local fishmonger will appraise and purchase what you catch. He's open all hours. Off you go then. Sell those fish while they're still fresh. It's giving me Animal Crossing vibes. Is he the Tom Nook of Dredge? I've only got $50 left on my loan repayment. How much did they loan the boat to me for? This thing must be basically worthless. You enter a squalid shack on the fringe of the marketplace. The familiar smell of fish fills the air. Flies buzz haphazardly around a downcast man behind the counter. You're the new fisherman, eh? Surprised they found a new one so fast. What happened to the other one? It takes a certain type of person to last out here. It's not a life for everyone. Anyway, to business. I'll pay you for your fish. Bigger and fresher means more money. Some species are just worth more, too. Other towns on other islands might pay you different, but while you've still got a debt outstanding here, I'd suggest you work on paying it off first. So let's see what you've got. So we can sell all of our fish for $144.32, which seems pretty good to me. And that ended up being a debt payment of $21.65. The mayor is standing outside the fishmonger's store. Excellent work. I've no doubt you'll be able to provide for this town. Look here, I found this down by the docks. I'm sure someone like you could make something out of it. Why don't you take it? Research part. A curious-looking component. Could be used to develop new equipment, but would need some investigation at a dock first. Oh, one last thing. Our local shipwright mentioned she might be able to make some modifications to your ship. You should pay her a visit. As you walk into the yard, you see the shipwright making repairs to a damaged hull. She looks up at you briefly before returning back to her work. You must be the new fisherman. I can make improvements to your vessel in the yard. Mind you, I'm not in the business of doing favors around here. Payment is up front, and everything takes some time to install. Also, if you take on any damage from the rocks, or any damage at all, I can patch it up, mostly. She shrugs and gestures towards the hull she's currently attempting to repair. A number of wooden boards, all well above the waterline, are splintered and scratched. Take a look around. Just remember, the bigger the equipment, the longer it takes to install, so plan ahead. Well, what do we do with the research part? Doesn't look like we can do anything. So, oh, so these are the parts of my boat. We've got the basic fishing pole. Splintered and fragile, this rod is only capable of catching the smallest of fish. And then we've got the peculiar engine. Someone's tuned this engine in an unfamiliar way. Whatever they did seems to have given it more power than normal. And then she sells a weighted line and a simple skimmer. Oh yeah, she sells lots of different parts. Okay. Perhaps we should buy a cracked bulb? Maybe we should save up for a cloudy lens. Yeah, let's just save up for right now. There's also repair mode where we can repair things. But all my stuff's good for right now. Alright, we'll leave it for now, but good to know where to come if we need repairs or upgrades. So if we go to my storage, I'm trying to figure out how to investigate it at the dock. What are my options here? Undock, rest, research. Ah, that's the button. Use parts to research new equipment. Researched equipment will appear for sale in shops, so we can use that research part to research a hydraulic rod, a mechanically assisted reel allowing the catching of significantly larger species. Okay, so that's what we need. So if we go back to the ship right now, she'll actually be selling that. It's $410, so we're gonna need to save up. Alright, I think that's it for today. I guess we'll get some rest. Day 1 of our dredge journey is complete. Wake up at 6 a.m. like any good fisher person. And we undock. Alright, so obviously I'm sure there's more mechanics to explore as we get further into the game, but for right now I'm getting the handle on that gameplay loop and it seems to be quite fun. There's another town just across the bay here. We should go check that one out today. So as you can see, there's different spots in the water that we can't necessarily access at this time because I guess we need better equipment. So for now, we just go across the calm waters listening to this beautiful music. And we can catch some fish here. I know they say the blue mackerel are practically worthless, but at this point we've got $100 to our name, so anything's better than nothing. I don't think we can afford to be choosy. So as you can see, the fishing mechanic itself is fairly simple. You just press X in time with the reel. That's a trophy blue mackerel, because it's really big. Blue mackerel are regularly around 20 centimeters, and that one's almost 30 centimeters, so it should go for a bit more, I suppose. Alright, I want to check out this other town just across the bay. I wonder if they're rival towns. Ahoy! Okay, so we can go to the trader over here. You enter a brightly lit shop. It's packed with antiques, the shelves full of jewelry and other baubles. An old man peers at you over silver spectacles. Hello? Is that? No, I don't believe we've met. Forgive me, my eyes aren't what they used to be. I specialize in antiques and jewelry. I'll purchase any special trinkets you happen to have. Have you got anything nice with you today, perhaps? Does this count as a trinket? No, it doesn't. Okay. If we find trinkets, this is where we bring them. This is called Little Marrow over here, on this side of the bay. Cool. So our boat's pretty slow right now. We can barely make it out of the harbor before the sun starts to set. you'd have to assume that eventually, if we can upgrade our boat, we can move further and get to areas where we can find even better fish. It's only day 2 though, so we won't get too ahead of ourselves, and instead we'll catch some cod. The issue with the cod is trying to, fit them. There we go. Yeah, we might have to go back for the day. I mean, the sun is starting to set. Speaking of, that is a beautiful sunset. Oh my god, this game is absolutely beautiful. Turn our lights on our little ship. It's so small, but I love it. Go sell our day's catch. Whoa, what's that red coming up through the air? To the fishmonger. I've had a special order come through from a customer. If you can fulfill it, I'll pay you above normal prices. Tell me about the order. They asked for 1 Gulf flounder and 1 gray eel. Just bring them in when you have them. You'll need to have a rod that can handle shallow water fish in order to catch those. The shipwright should be able to sort that for you. Okay. So we'll save up for that. Just had another 140 bucks worth of fish today, which is 120 in profit and 20 in debt repayment. We're basically almost paid off our loan. After tomorrow, we should be good to go. Let's get another good day's fish in. A hunched woman approaches you from the steps to the lighthouse. She stops some distance away and looks at you with concern and visible apprehension. Why are you here? I've come to fish. There's nothing here for someone like you anymore. Do yourself a favor and move on. She turns and shuffles back along the path that leads to the light. Well, I don't know about that, ma'am. There seems to be a lot of fish in the bay, but whatever you say. Looks like the mayor wants to talk to us. Just the person I was hoping to see. Will you be sailing out east towards Little Marrow? Could you give this package to the dock worker there, please? Yeah, I can do that. I can definitely do that. The mayor hands you a small, damp package bound in string. It's dripping slightly. That's concerning. The dock worker will pay you upon delivery. Please be quick about it. I don't want it to spoil. Don't forget to check your compass and map if you get lost. Alright, well, I guess we'll, make that a priority for this morning. Head east across the bay to deliver this, and then we'll fish on our way back. I hate to make judgments so early in the game, but man, already I can see the appeal. Graphics, beautiful. Music, beautiful. Gameplay loop, relaxing, and addicting. I'm sure there's lots more for us to discover in our journey, but in terms of a first look, it's so far so good for me when it comes to Dredge. Alright, we made it across the bay in just about 3 hours. What, a delivery? Let's see here. He tears a small hole in the paper and peeks inside. You can't say for sure, but it feels as though he's shielding it from your view. Yeah, nice and fresh. This'll do nicely. I'm to pay you, I suppose? He hands you some money. I was given this old book a few weeks back, but it didn't make much sense to me. You'll surely get more use out of it. He pulls a crumpled book from his back pocket and hands it to you. A number of the pages are folded over. Keep it in your cabin. Perhaps you can read it while you're on the water. Stop by for a chat anytime. I know how lonely it can be. Thank you. Let's take a look at our book. It's called Sustainable Fishing. Oh, so you can set it as an active book and then pass the time by reading it. Interesting. So if I undock and then I go, let's see, Y, cabin. I don't know if there's anything in particular I have to do to read the book, or if it'll just read? I'm actually not sure. Perhaps we have to read it when we're back on land, maybe. Regardless, we should get some fishing in, so we can make some money today. We might be able to pay off our loan. So you can see the areas where we fished previously, the stocks are low when we try to fish from the same spots again, so it encourages you to go to different areas. What is this over here? This doesn't look like fish. Shapes in the deep. I don't have the equipment for that spot. It looks like a shipwreck. Yeah, there's so many areas that I literally can't even fish in yet. Do you see it? It's almost like a sparkle popped up over here. I don't know if I'm seeing things. Like a little sparkle. No, here we go. Oh, it's to inspect the lighthouse. The lighthouse towers above. Waves crash endlessly against the perilous rocks below. All creatures, human or otherwise, would have their brittle bodies broken and thrown at its feet. You ponder the intrinsic power of this structure, a vast column of stone shouldering the responsibility of countless lives. How long will it stand? How long until it decays into ruin, its purpose exhausted? The lighthouse towers above. Wow. It was deep. Oh no. My hull is now damaged and I lost a blue mackerel overboard. Great. Great. So I'll have to spend some of today's catch repairing my ship. Fortunately, I don't have a huge catch for today because I've depleted most of the fishing holes. Yeah, today's gonna be not a huge profitability day, but we did make some money from that delivery, so that should make up for things a little bit. Let's get back to the dock early. Let's pay off that fish loan, I hope. Oh no, we didn't make enough. We've got 45 cents remaining. You've got to be kidding me. 45 cents. Ugh. Your boat's looking a bit banged up. I can repair that here if you'd like. Yes, please repair my ship. Costs 30 bucks to repair my ship. But we've got $275 to our name, which is good. We should buy a new rod. So we can buy the simple skimmer. A lightweight rod suited to catching fish that live in the shallows. A small spool makes for limited reeling speed. So we can put that on that side of the boat. It takes 2 hours to install. And then we can also buy this weighted line. Strengthened lines can catch larger and deeper fish. The issue is we don't really have space on our boat to put it with our other two lines that we have, and this is like an L shape. So we might have to hold off on that for now. At the very least, we got a new rod, and then we can also get the cracked bulb to install. Alright. Perfect. We've repaired and we've upgraded, and tomorrow I'm gonna get that final 45 cents. I promise you. Perfect. Let's get out of here. We're not going to hit anything today. We're going to catch some new fish today, and we're going to be debt-free today. I hope. Those are the goals. Oh, there's another little town over there. Perhaps we should head that way today. So this should be a new type of fish we're using our new rod for. Yeah, it's called a Gulf flounder. It's a new species for us. Let's catch a few more of those. Sounds like it's starting to rain. The unfortunate thing about the Gulf flounder is they do take up a lot of space on my tiny ship. So obviously I have to keep an eye out for that. Oh, I see another message in the bottle over there as well. Message in a bottle, not the bottle. Got. Don't have the right equipment. Head to the bottle. Alright, what do we got here? So this is the 21st of August, 1927. So the day after the last one we found. We had a slight accident yesterday around the shallows at the back of Greater Marrow. A rock seemingly appeared out of nowhere and struck the front of the boat. It did not penetrate the hull, but it jostled us around and a few items fell overboard into the water. We did not see what they were, which is of some concern, but we believe all important articles are accounted for. He has been checking over some notes from the boat renaming ceremony. He's paranoid that he performed the steps incorrectly. I've never known him to be so superstitious. Interesting. Also, apparently I've been reading Sustainable Fishing. We're 65% complete now, so I don't know if I just automatically read it when I'm out driving around. Multitasking for the win, I guess. Get some cod here. I've got a ton of space left, so catch a couple and then we'll have to call it a day. Yeah, that's about all we can do. Alright. I want to go check in on this town over there. And we'll head back to our town. I assume we have to head to our town every night. This doesn't even look so much of a town as just a single house. Blackstone Isle. There's a ruined mansion here. The door is locked. There's also a workshop. The workshop looks as though it hasn't been used in decades. Let's go inside. It's locked. Oh. So good to know, you can rest on other islands. You don't need to go back to our home base, if you will, but I am going to go back there because I want to sell today's catch, so. Across the bay we go. We've got our new headlights on, so you can actually see a little bit in the dark because it's going to be a bit later getting back. Hopefully the lighthouse is on too. Yeah, one of these days we're definitely going to need a upgraded motor because we are chugging along, but hey, one thing at a time, right? Exposure to fog and other things increases my panic? But hey, I did finish reading my book. Nice. Now, since we've read Sustainable Fishing, we have a 10% chance to not reduce fish stocks when catching a fish with a rod. Awesome. Alright, let's sell our fish. Have you got any fish for that order? Oh, maybe. Oh, I forgot that this was actually one of the items for the order. So the other one is the gray eel. So there's one of them, and then we'll sell the rest. Yay, and we're officially paid off our debt. The mayor's walking quickly towards you. He seems to be in a good mood with a spring in his step. Fantastic news. Thanks partly to your efforts, Greater Marrow is growing. Our town is sure to be swarming with visitors any day now. In fact, I've granted a consent for the shipwright to expand her facilities. The old dry dock is operational again. I've also allocated some money to improve the fishmonger's services. He might have something to talk to you about soon. Keep up the good work. We're glad you've chosen to be here with us. Amazing. Alright guys, well that was the first 4 days of Dredge. Clearly we've only scratched the surface of what you can do in this game. Get at the surface because we're on the ocean. Yeah, okay, sorry, I'll stop. Thanks everyone so much for joining me for our first episode of Dredge, and hopefully what you've seen is enough to get you guys to come back here next time as we continue our journey. So thank you all so much for watching, and until next time.